There are many countries in the world, and they may come in many shapes, sizes, and terrains. Some are small, some are large, some have great beaches, and others, well, they are landlocked. Now, for those of you who didn't know, a landlocked country is basically a country that has no coastline of its own and has no access to an open sea or ocean. It's a country that is surrounded from all sides by other countries, and oddly enough, some of these countries that have no access to the ocean have their own navies. Hello and welcome back to Discover X. Today we're going to answer the question on your mind right now: why some landlocked countries still have navies? And if you are new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell icon so you never miss out on our informative content. As of the release of this video, there are currently 44 countries that are landlocked and an additional 5 partially recognized landlocked territories, although the numbers may differ from source to source. For the sake of convenience, let's just go with 49. These countries represent only 3% of our world's territory and 6% of the world's population, with a total of 475 million people living in those countries. But a third of those countries have some form of an active naval force. Why would a country surrounded by land on all sides take the trouble to maintain a naval force? Having a navy is mostly strategic. A country maintains a navy usually to train and equip combat-ready forces that are capable of winning wars, and it's also a good symbol of a country's strength. But navies aren't kept just for their strategic importance in wars. They're also kept to maintain peace and order from the seas. There are several reasons why a landlocked country might choose to maintain a navy. If a river, lake, or an enclosed sea makes up a national border, the country may feel the need to patrol and secure the border with a military force. Sometimes a country with naturally abundant rivers may also keep a fleet of a naval force to ensure the security of the rivers and to stop any illegal activity going on in these rivers. But what if a country maintains a navy directly in the open ocean, miles away at sea from their borders? Such is the case of Bolivia. Bolivia maintains a pretty serious naval fleet. Compared to the other ones we'll be discussing in this video, their navy currently consists of 5,000 sailors and 173 vessels. They conduct operations to stop drug trafficking, and they also patrol their rivers to stop any illegal activity. But the main reason that Bolivia maintains a navy is not to patrol their rivers, but it's mainly a symbolic reason. To understand this, we have to take a look back at Bolivia's history. Over 140 years ago, Chile fought a war against Bolivia for their coastline, as if they didn't have enough back then. Considering the fact that Chile had 6,100 kilometers of coastline, it really didn't need any more, but hey, people have fought over much less. Chile took over 400 kilometers of Bolivia's coastline, completely blocking the country from accessing the international seas. And Bolivia has still not forgotten about it till now. Every year, Bolivia celebrates Dia del Mar, the Day of the Sea, to symbolize their claim over the coastline. To sum up the matter, the Bolivian Navy serves as a symbol that the country has not given up on regaining its lost access to the sea. Now, let's talk about the least intimidating navy, the Mongolian Navy. Mongolia is a country sandwiched between two superpowers on both sides, Russia up north and China sharing the southern border. 700 years ago, the Mongolian Navy was one of the largest in the world when they tried to invade Japan. Their first attempt to invade Japan was on November 2nd, 1274, with over 8,000 warriors sailing on 900 ships, and then again on 1281. 2 fleets were prepared, a force of 900 ships in Korea and 3,500 ships in southern China, with a combined force of 142,000 soldiers and sailors. Surprisingly, the reason they failed was due to typhoons. Most of the ships the Mongols used were flat-bottomed riverboats built by the North Koreans. Conquered by the Mongols, their craftsmanship was poor, and the ships couldn't stand huge waves and strong winds. A lot of soldiers drowned before ever making it to the shores of Kyushu. However, what was even more disastrous than people drowning were the supply ships that were sunk. Those ships could not stand the harsh conditions and severe weather. As a result, it was only a matter of time before the Mongol soldiers got wiped out by the Japanese samurais. Today, the Mongolian Navy isn't quite what it used to be. Next up, we have Azerbaijan, a war-torn country that has been fighting its neighbor Armenia for decades. Azerbaijan is a rather interesting country with a very complicated ethnicity and history, which is mainly the root cause of the decades-long conflict. The Azerbaijan naval forces were founded in 1919, when the government of Azerbaijan Democratic Republic established the naval fleet on the basis of the Russian Imperial Fleet. It was deployed in the Caspian Sea and initially consisted of only 6 vessels, but have severely upped their game and now has 24 vessels and even 4 midget submarines. A midget submarine is a submarine under 150 tons, typically operated by a crew of 1 or 2 with little or no onboard living accommodations. Nowadays, Azerbaijan operates 4 Triton 2M and Triton 1 submarines, which were manufactured by the Soviets after obtaining samples of captured Nazi technology. Azerbaijan's navy regularly patrols the Caspian Sea to monitor their coastline, but just like Kazakhstan and Turkmenistan, they are still considered landlocked, as the Caspian Sea has no natural link to the world's ocean. And up next, we have the armed forces of Paraguay. Paraguay is one of the poorest and unequal countries in the continent, but this does not stop it from owning one of the largest naval fleets out of all the countries that have no access to their coastline. Paraguay shares borders with Brazil, Argentina, and Bolivia. Large parts of their borders are rivers, and it's one of only 2 landlocked countries in South America. Although Paraguay is still landlocked, the country has coasts, beaches, and ports on the Paraguay and Parana rivers that give exit to the Atlantic Ocean through the Paraná-Paraguay waterway. The country has a strong naval presence and has 12 bases, and the country has made it compulsory for all male citizens that become 18 to undergo military training and complete 1 year in service. In terms of vessels, they have 34 ships and many more patrol ships that they use to patrol the rivers, carrying out smuggling and drug trafficking operations. At the end of our list, we have the Kazakh Naval Forces, the naval warfare branch of the Armed Forces of the Republic of Kazakhstan. Sharing the Caspian Sea with 5 other countries, the Kazakh Naval Forces were established in 1993. Armed with only 14 patrol boats, 12 Mi-24 helicopters, and even 2 Sukhoi-27. The naval force has 3,000 personnel at the ready. They mainly patrol the Caspian Sea and their own border and provide protection to cargo ships. That's all for today's video. We hope it helped you understand why each of those countries has its own reason to establish their naval force. Whether it's a symbolic or a strategic reason, they are recognized naval forces. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, and if you haven't done so already, make sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon to be part of our notification squad so you don't miss out on any of our latest content. Bye-bye.